It's your boy Camping for Life back at it with another video, y'all. Y'all ready for this? We're gonna talk about a few things here. The first one I was thinking about was I think Warframe should make PG mode. Because it's an ever expanding video game and kids love games. Like, it's second nature for a child to be like, ooh, that looks cool. And with the stuff that they have in Warframe now, I really think they should make a PG mode. Like, basically, you go into your settings, right? If you're a parent and you want your kids to play Warframe, you put a code in, right? And you put in their birthday or something, and it'll disable once they turn 18, basically. And then it would bring more players that would actually like their game. Because I'm telling you right now, I know Warframe is flooded with kids. Because when I was in the Warframe server chat, before they, went out, it was all children. And I loved helping them. I did. I hooked them up with corrupted mods. I helped them get a bunch of good stuff. But I don't want to be friends with a child. And there should be a Warframe option where, if I'm an adult, I should only get partnered with, like, adult people. But I understand, like, the stuff that could happen with that. But I mean, it's a gaming company. They would find ways around that. And I know people be like, but what about the weirdos who do crazy weird shit? Right? I get that. But they could find loop arounds. They make so much money. They could hire someone. They don't even hire people to look into names or anything just because they don't care. It's money, 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 money. It used to not be like that. Back in the old days of Warframe, they actually cared about their community. Or, like, really cared. Long story, way back when Warframe was first starting out, before dojos were even a thing, Ash was originally supposed to be a female. And God, she looked fine. They knew what they were doing, not doing that. And I can't remember what they said word for word, but I think they said, like, it doesn't give, like, ninja-esque vibes for Ash. We don't want Ash to be a female, but they showed us the whole concept and everything. And then early Warframe, people were asking for, like, proto frames originally. Like, actually, in the early days of Warframe, they actually asked that in the beginning, and look where we are now with actual proto frames. That's awesome. It's crazy that they listened to the community after, like, 13 years. But they don't care about the little stuff. Or the big stuff sometimes is what it feels like. Because when they nerf stuff, right? Instead of nerfing something, make something as good as it is. Like, instead of making the best thing terrible, why don't you make other best things? Because there's metas. And I don't like metas. Metas are nice, but they get nerfed. You using a meta too long will ruin you. Eventually. You could have fun with it for a long time. Like, one of my favorite setups was infinite invisibility with crits. Way back in the old days. That carried me through. Like, I got carried by abilities for a long time. And still do sometimes. Because I'll admit, I'm lazy. I love just chilling, but I've broken out of it a little bit because of the fact that I gotta work around that. I usually play by myself, and I want to get better at playing with people versus just being a lone wolf. Like, everything I used to do, I did with either friends that I knew or by myself with Djinn so he could revive me, or Vazarin. I really loved Vazarin back in the day, but we don't. Enough reminiscing in the past. Another thing I want to talk about is Rivens and Incarnate weapons. They're almost one and the same subject, but I think they should change the whole system for them. I don't think you should be able to abort a mission after completing it to get the Riven or the Incarnate. You should have to complete the actual challenge and the mission. Because, in my opinion, I think it literally makes people, oh, I couldn't abort a mission for my Riven, so I could finish it faster. In my head, I feel like that makes people think, oh, it's okay to abort a mission. No. I don't want that to be a thing. I really don't. Because when you have so many new players in Warframe being taught everything, everyone's almost a follower. They're followers to a leader. That's how Warframe is you have people that will literally follow people's builds to the end because they're just don't know how to build. And then, you got builds like mine, which I'm trying to put out there, which, are so great that you could even change like 4 mods out of mine and do whatever you want. You could get rid of the mecha mod set. You could get rid of rolling guard and then an augment or two just because I'm trying to make my builds with 4 of my favorite mods and 4 of your favorite mods. So you could change it on your own playstyle. Like, my universal builds are to, like, push the community forward into actually building things. And there's a jet coming through, so give me a minute, y'all. You might be able to hear me still through it, but I'm just gonna wait for it to blow through. Hi, y'all. Bye. I'm a trip. But basically, the whole building segment and everything, I feel like they really don't look into it. Like, it's for specific things, for all that. And I get, you could learn a thing or two from watching these people, but why learn a thing or two when you could just learn the whole damn book? Like, you and I used to be a product of my own environment. I used to watch everybody. I used to copy and paste, and I sucked with their builds. Like, because they're good with their builds does not mean you're good with their builds, if you know what I mean. But everyone has their own play style. Some people love stealth. Some people love being the tankiest tank in the room. And I mean, the thing I'm really gonna try, and I got a few people who brainstorm with me, is I want to make a universal build for every arcane and every helmet ability. And there's another one coming by. I'm not too good with this recording at the moment, but basically, you don't think about the great things you could do with building, right? So, Relentless Combination is a melee mod that gives you combo on slash procs, right? With the right setup, that with Galvanized Reflux, you could keep a 12 times combo indefinitely, almost forever. Just those 2 mods. When was the last time you seen someone use Relentless Combination? I don't know. People go for damage. And I used to be one of those people. And I mean, I'll admit, damage is great when you have the right damage setup, but, and that's my spawn fashion for Wisp. If you want to know, it's just the smoke color palette and the conclave sigil with the Tennokan Saindana from last year. But I'm trying to change it all. I really am. And I'm hoping that with these ideas getting pushed out there, that we could change the game. Because I wish they would actually fix their game too, though. But they care more about the money than they do the bugs. And then, some people don't know this, with some bugs, they would have to completely remove the update to fix. With some bugs, not all. Like, say there was a bug in an open world where you could do some crazy stuff. I'm not going to give any examples because I don't want to get in trouble and I don't do stuff like that. But say there's a bug there, right? And you could do it. You report it to DE and you want them to fix it. They say, oh, because they would have to go through their code and figure out what happened, and they would have to redo it all over again to figure out what's making that happen. I'm not great on computer code, but I know with like certain bugs and stuff, it's because of like coding errors and stuff. I'm like I said, I'm not too big into it, but I know the basics. Like I know someone who makes a little tiny games, and if you make like a glitch that's in the beginning of the game, you're gonna have to remake the game. But I'll have to say, this was a fun and lovely day with you all. And then another thing, I think we should get an item known as, I don't really have a name for it, but like, so you could get all your forma back. But peace out.